I love helping people get into their home, their dream home. So I assist you in making that dream come true. I am also a travel consultant. I love helping people plan those dream vacations. So that is why I'm a dream assistant. I have a fellow dream assistant here with me today too. We work with Expedia Cruises. I will let Jackie tell you about herself because she is very extraordinary as well. So that's very good. I'm with Coldwell Banker Rosie and with Expedia Cruises.
Hi, and this is gonna take longer than 30 seconds. I can't even say my name. But yeah, as she said, I work with Terry, and I am business development manager for Expedia Cruises, and all of you know Expedia, and you know the clout and volume of business that Expedia carries. And that carries over into Expedia Cruises, which we have a brick and mortar office that's right next to Bristol Farms. And it's something that all of you have the same source to find business. And you may be looking for new employees, or you're trying to build loyalty with your employees, or you're looking for new business, or you're looking for client retention. Think of travel. And that's the one thing we do very well. We're not order takers. We're really good at sitting down, understanding your business, helping you determine the best approach to fulfill any of those the three criteria, whatever is important to you. I did that for many years with Royal Caribbean and Celebrity Cruise Lines. I went into companies, I listened, and I helped them develop a marketing program that they would use travel as a benefit. And it was very, very successful, and that's what we do today. So that's something we all have in common. I don't care what you're doing, you're all looking for that one thing. Anyhow, thank you. No.
Not me?
Okay. You're the surprise.
Hello.
So I'm Linda Joyner. I have multiple hats as well as all of these lovely people here. I work for a foster family agency, which I'm an HR rep. I have my own little business. I'm a professional supervised visitation monitor. And I'm the manager of Chic and Unique Personal Stylist and Mobile Boutique. So I'm Angela Carr. I work at Desert Oasis Healthcare to make my little money, but my side hustle is a personal stylist out here in the Coachella Valley. Linda and I, who says she's my manager, we're trying to launch our mobile boutique. Basically what that is that I have clients that, sometimes they don't want to go shopping, and so we would like to bring that shopping to their homes. So that's what we're trying to do, and we hope that SBC can help us out with it also. So that's what I do. Thank you.
Charlene. Oh.
My name is Charlie Walton, and I've been a member for a while. And what I used to do, I just still come, but we used to cater our mixers. My husband and myself, we used to barbecue. And he might get back into it, but right now I can't do it. So, but I've been a part of it when it was 2 or 3 together. So I just continue to come. I just trying to be a great supporter.
Eric McDaniel, the president and founder of McDaniel Co. We do sales, marketing, and business consulting. We represent a number of different brands. This direct source is one of them. We do they do promotional items, anything print-wise, with full print shop mobile locations, warehouses throughout the United States. I'm a board member of the Government Chamber of Commerce. And I also launched an organization called GPL, Grandparents Love. And it's to help grandparents that raise their grandkids. And they do it not because they have to, they do it because they love them. And so we're gonna be putting our community together at one of our first events, beginning of next year. And more to come.
Everybody. Yeah, what brand you in? Who you here with? Yeah. Who's that like that?
Go for it.
Hello, my name is Mariah Hawkins. I'm in grade 4, 4th grade. I recently ran for student council, I think in 2020. I ran a year later for school president. I'm Max. And now I go to a boarding school. Charter school.
So my name is Councilman Brian Hawkins, and you know what you get the whole passion of running for office. So I'm the council member of the city of San Jacinto, which is just around the other side of the mountain. I'm also the senior pastor of Church Divine Appointment. I'm also the regional director for the Frederick Douglass Foundation for the state of California. And I'm the leading congressional candidate running for Congress in the newly redistricted 25th congressional district.
What's your favorite color?
That's my granddaughter, and these two are my children. This is my partner, Elijah Curry. He's going to be in that game, so that's Emmanuel.
Well, my name is Melvin Jones. I'm Executive Director for Urban Culinary Academy. We are the only vocational culinary training facility in Coachella Valley. We also operate catering. We also have 6 functional ghost kitchens. That's it. Yeah. So ghost kitchens are food service operations that aren't in traditional commercial kitchens, even though we do operate out of a commercial kitchen.
Okay, so hi, my name is Thomas, lead all-star. I work for Mr. Wallace at Competitive Edge Trading. I do all of the news flyers and banners and other pretty stuff. And I also do videography and photography. So for all your videography and photography needs, I'm your guy.
Now.
Over there.
Now you
Okay, all right.
All right.
Nice to hear everyone's intros. Got a feeling for the entrepreneurial spirit in this room. My name is Joaquin Tijerina. I am with the County of Riverside Office of Economic Development, which hosts the Coachella Valley Small Business Development Center. I'm the director of that too. In the county, we believe in wearing lots of hats, just like a lot of you are doing. So Jules invited me today to speak about what we provide through the Small Business Development Center. Just a little bit of a background. The Small Business Development Center, you might have seen SBDC. It's a nationwide program, about 1,000 centers throughout the U.S. We are part of the Orange County Inland Empire SBDC that covers Orange, Riverside, and San Bernardino counties. We're 9 centers in total, 4 that are dedicated to what we call the traditional centers that are dealing with retail and service industry types of businesses. And then we have some tech centers that are strictly focused on bio and other tech type of businesses. So we have the area of all the Coachella Valley out all the way to the Arizona-California border. That's our service territory. So we have 7 consultants here locally that provide the services. So our services revolve around one-on-one consulting and training programs that we provide at no cost to businesses. We're funded through the Small Business Administration at the federal level, the Governor's Office of Business and Economic Development at the state level, and then the County of Riverside at the county level. So all of those government entities pay for the services that we provide. What we do is do an assessment of when we are approached by someone interested in receiving our services. We provide an intake team that talks to the person to find out what it is that they really need, and then they assign a consultant to help them achieve their goals. And what we're helping is either entrepreneurs launch or existing businesses to grow and expand. So we cover a lot of different things for those businesses. We're looking to, if they're looking to expand, it might be access to capital. We have in our network a team that is dedicated just to finance. They're called our Finance Center, and they help businesses find the best option for their needs. We help the different, we've helped a number of local businesses start. It's always exciting to us. They help somebody start, and some people start multiple businesses. And so that's generally what we like to see is to help them achieve their goals. Thank you. I've got some flyers here today, and again, to talk a little bit more about the services that we provide and how we can be contacted. Our services right now are being provided virtually or by telephone, and it's Zoom meetings. Seems that most of us have gotten comfortable with the virtual sessions, so you can be in your home and be talking to one of our consultants that may be here locally or outside of the area. It might be in Orange County or Riverside area, depending on the expertise. And so we have a cross-section of expertise throughout our network that we can pull from and leverage to help individual businesses. That's kind of the global picture on what we do. We're happy to sit down and talk to anybody that wants to, has an idea. We help them take the steps to make that idea a business. So, any questions?
So, I got a question. So during the pandemic, when they were giving different loans for small business SBA loans that the chamber put out to a bunch of businesses, and they said that you have a year or give you a year grace, I guess, to pay it or whatever, or start payments. Do you have information on that, or are they gonna forgive those, or?
Some information, what they decided to do, the payments were deferred. They started out at 6 months and then they went to a year. They recently issued a new information that they were deferring those another 6 months. So there are some of those, the idle loans that are 30-year loans, 3.75, those are going to go on, but the payments won't start for another 6 months. They're giving another 6 months of grace period right now. The others, the PPP, most people have already received the forgiveness on what the portion that they demonstrated was used for the business, and some have already entered into their payment terms. So they're going on now. So the big thing right now is we're still seeing grants that are available. The County of Riverside recently put out a micro enterprise grant for $2,500 for those very small businesses that were not able to take advantage of the California relief grant that was $5,000 to $25,000 depending on your revenue. There are a few other things that are going to be coming out. The state will be coming out with some other funding programs. There's a California Dream Fund to help launch businesses that will give between $5,000 and $10,000. That's all information that we have on our website. So if you're interested in it, get some information, talk to someone about those grants, we can definitely give you some information.
Have you helped people get minority certification?
Minority certifications. We have expertise in our organization to help people go through those as well as other federal and state certifications for government procurement. So yes, we do. Yeah, it's minority.
What, if you want to know what it is?
Well, what it is, it provides, once you're certified, it provides, in some contracts, whether it's state or federal contracts, and some utility contracts will require a certain number of set aside for minority business enterprises. So if you are certified, then you can be, you can bid on those.
Yeah, it is a process.
My question is about small businesses and qualifying for the funding that SBA offers, because my experience in the last 6 or 7 months is very stringent, especially on a small business owner, a startup that doesn't have a 700 credit score, doesn't qualify for the assistance that SBA offers.
Now, some of the traditional programs that they have had in the past, 7A loans or 504 loans, that could be an issue if the credit wasn't sufficient to meet their underwriting criteria.
Yes.
The other assistance, the idle loans and the PPP, those were relaxed. So if you weren't able to, we do have, we've heard that some people were not able to go through the process, and it was very cumbersome. It was not easy, and it took multiple tries. But our organization was assisting businesses go through the process and had direct contact with the field office, SBA, to find out what the individual's issues were and help them get through the process. But it was difficult, yes. Those programs are now closed. We're hearing there's still some money available under idle, and they were sending out some last reminders for people who had been approved but didn't take the funding for whatever reason. And so those folks are still receiving reminders, hey, the money's on the table if you need it, basically. So, yes, sir.
Yeah, do you guys have money allocated under the ARPA funds? And if so, have you guys exhausted all of it? because I know our city, we're going to do another round of money given out to small businesses. And I just want to know if you guys are making that available to small businesses.
Yes, the county of Riverside, I will tell you, I can't remember the amount that the county as a whole received. I can tell you what our department received, it was $36 million for the 3-year period. And so we are going through the process of allocating those funds out to different programs for starts and existing businesses. And the form that we're going to do it is training and then grants that will be given to either entrepreneurs who are going to start a business in different, there's different categories, online, childcare, a few others. So if they want to start a business, they can, and then there's the funding available for them to launch or expand their business. And again, it's $36 million we've got. I think this, the program that we're outlining is just under about $2.5 million for grants. Of that, I'm going to say 60% is grants.
So you're telling me you guys are still sitting on $36 million?
Now this is ARPA funding.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, this is ARPA. We spent down our repairs and we've just gotten our allocation. And now we're developing the programs that those dollars will be up. And it's not the training itself, it's the grants that will be received for those folks that go through the training. Similar to, if you've heard about the California Dream Fund, it's a very similar program that we're going to do to assist a few more people here in our county.
The only reason why I said that a lot of times when program, money like that is made available, oftentimes minority organizations are either the last to even hear about it, and by the time they hear about it, it's already been exhausted. And unfortunately, most individuals aren't in the no category, so they don't know when that is happening. And I just think that somewhere there should be a better communication between the county, especially in communities where that minorities reside, where that money really should be allocated and brought to that place. So just a thought.
We agree. We have had a few programs where we, those that are better connected are the ones that are applying, whether it's through organizations like chambers or others, that they are getting the word. Unfortunately, some of the businesses that were the most in need weren't hearing it through those networks or those channels. What we've tried to do is boots on the ground and hand out flyers in different communities where we know that they're not necessarily going to get an email, or they're not at the chamber getting it, or hearing it on the radio sometimes. So that's our outreach has consisted of more boots on the ground and flyers passing out in different events so that those minority businesses can hear it, get the word out. We're on radio in Spanish, and we're in different markets pushing out our message about the grant program and our training programs. But yes, we can always use more help.
So it's kind of a follow-up question. So the grant program, is it associated with a training program? And where do you get that information from? Because as a small business owner, you wear so many hats. Where do you really find time to go to a training?
Yes, and again, it's really up to that question of outreach to the most in need, those that are that don't have time to lift their head from their business, and they're concentrating on their things, their operations. So again, we're going back to, we push out to, now that we have a connection here with Jill, she will be on our distribution list, and so she would push that out to the membership, and that's what we do with all the other chambers that we're a part of. And so we hope that the message is heard a number of times, and so that it gets out. But the programs that I was talking about right now have not been approved. Those should be approved in the next couple of months, and those will be put out. So definitely you're on my distribution list.
Are those loans or grants?
Those are grants. We also are going to roll out a small loan program, but that program isn't that big countywide. It's about $500,000. And we're looking at, one of the things that we've seen, for the majority of those businesses that we're able to go, even tap into the federal loan program, the forgiveness program, and they're still, have gaps in their their revenue and operations. We're looking at providing them loans, microloans between $25,000 and $50,000. That seems to be the area where most people just need a little bit more help. So we'll push those out that way. We're hoping to, in the next allocation, to fund some of these programs on a continuous basis, at least until 2024 or 2026. The funding is supposed to be spent out.
What is the process of applying for the grant, going through training for a business owner finally receive the grant? So what is the total process of that?
But outlined, it's what we're looking to do is give them give folks online training through one of our centers. They do 12 hours and then they will be put through to our fiscal agent who would work directly to finalize that payment. So, and again, very similar to what's happening on grants that we've done already. We have a third party fiscal agent that handles all of the applications, all of the paperwork, uploading everything that they need. Part of that is that you went through the training and that you have either taken steps or can demonstrate that you have opened as a business. So that's some of the first things that a business is going to do is maybe pull a license, maybe open a bank account, those kinds of things. So those are the things that we're going to be looking for to say you're a business, you're in business. But more to come when we finalize all of the process. We're going to try to keep it as simple as possible. Just look at what needs to be part of that, and we're really focused on the training portion. And then our fiscal agent wants to work with some of the businesses on education, on fiscal education. We're partnering with AMPAC. I don't know if you AMPAC, Tri-State CDC. They're out of Ontario now. And they're our partner in that, and they want to provide those services. So they're a mission-based lender that has a number of programs that they want to provide to those folks going through the grant program at no cost.
You brought up a good topic, training. How can small businesses partner up with SBDC when the major function of their business is training individuals? Myself specifically, I work with county, and I work with various programs, and I intake individuals that are looking for any type of food service operating training. Problem with that is, county does their part by sending you the individuals, but there's always a cost involved in that, structures and materials for the training. And so my hardest part has been trying to find some support in that area other than looking at a loan or grant to finance it myself. Would be nice to find a partner.
And so it sounds like we help other consultants, part of it, because that's a small business. You have a small consulting business. We see that as viable, and we will help you. Now, there are other things out there, whether it's foundations or others that will give money towards the types of services that you're trying to do for the community. So you're not necessarily a nonprofit, but there's others that are looking to expand in the food. And food is a big one here for us. We can't, I think that when we look at these things, we may train on a portion of some of these things, whether it's HR or finance or some of these other things, but we're not going to get really deep into that. We're going to help you where a business start and launch and then grow. But there's others, and that's referrals for folks that may be specializing in a certain area now. So we don't get into some of the more complex
Detailed.
things. Yeah. We're more generalized.
Question, so regardless of the type of business, the training is the same. And what is that training?
Okay.
12 hours online training for what?
Good question. The training is not all the same. We have basic start classes that take anyone that wants to do everything from retail to home sales or whatever. It's just a basic start class. That's what we call that. Then we have specialized training. We're going to do some childcare training that will help entrepreneurs go through the certification and permitting to stay. We're going to be working with folks that are doing manufacturing, or that want to do some manufacturing. We're going to do some veterans programs designed to focus on veterans and some of the things they want to do, start or expand. And we have a number of others. We do some food. Those who go through that. We have California, what we call California Shop Small, which is a state program that helps entrepreneurs that want to get online. It provides them a site that they can be on free of charge for 6 months, and then they can themselves take over and pay. And it's very, very competitive. It's not as much as some of the other sites out there. So there's a long list of different trainings that we do depending on what the needs are.
So is the training also take it to a level where you are showing them how to market their product, or whether it's social media, whatever it is, and how to put together a business plan? Is that part of this training?
Those are all the things that we do. Marketing and sales is a standalone portion on some of the different trainings as a module that helps them. And then we have a totally separate piece that we do over a few weeks that is strictly sales and marketing. How to rev up your revenue is one of the training programs that we have. And again, it's on all of those same kinds of things: operations, funding, marketing and sales. Online, we have an in-house expert that does all of the online, helping them, from cart to, start to cart kind of thing, getting them online to sale. We have that's part of our California Shop Small. It's things that we do separately, everything from web design to, maximizing, traffic and all those kinds of things.
So, question, and you touched on it as well. So if they have this burning vision and desire for a business, but they have not yet developed the business plan, they just go, I have this desire and this vision for a business, but they don't know how to create a business plan. Do you have something that helps them?
Help them through the process. Business plans are great tools to help people focus on what they're going to do, and kind of get them, put all their ducks in a row.
Reality.
It's a tool if you're going to go seek financing. They want to see who everybody is. They want to look at your projections. They want to see that they're, conservative. And so, yes, we help businesses put together their plan, including helping them to, go through their projections and make sure that it's they're conservative and they're acceptable. Part of our program also does marketing research. We pull reports and put together a market research report for our businesses, so they see what the trends are in their business. They see what the growth potential is, and know what what's happening in their industry.
It is a viable business.
It's a reality check.
Yeah. Wow, I talked a lot.
That's many questions.
I'm very happy to be here. I'm happy to see you all. I hope to see you again. I will keep in touch with Jules. I'm going to leave these flyers that tell us a little bit more in depth our services. and it tells you how to get a hold of us. It's really, really easy, it's at your convenience. Our consultants have their calendars online. You decide the time and date you want to meet, and whoever's available will come up, and you can schedule online a one-on-one session with them. And again, at no cost, and that's the beauty of this. We've been doing this I've been doing this for, I've been working with the county almost 30 years in economic development. I've been doing this for 7 years. And it's very fulfilling for me to see people go through from idea, and sometimes multiple ideas to launch. And we're seeing it all the time, and we love to celebrate all of those starts and the people that they change their lives. So we'd love to see you guys. Again, here's my cards, here's flyers, and I'm available for calls and questions at any time.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Let me take my cake.
That's the first, luncheon, you get the taste
Yes,
of a
yes.
new lunch.
Thank you. Have a good evening, everybody.
Thanks, Robert.
I hope that was able to get some type of information that supports you. So our goal is to always bring in or do things to help you, to advance you in your businesses and help you grow in your businesses. We also support one another and things that we do, and that's one of the greatest things I enjoy about being here is the support that I get from each and every one, and everyone gets from everyone. Because it's nothing like having accountability among yourself and among those that you deal with, because they can keep you accountable, like, wait a minute. So that's the great thing. There are some board members in the room. Aristotle spoke of him being on the board. Linda is on the board, Angie is on the board, Jerry is on the board. And are we going there?
Yeah.
Are we going on there?
We are going to do business now. Okay,
Well, I'm just saying, are we going?
yes, I have formally expressed my interest in joining.
Melvin is also on the board. So, but the thing is that, that just show you how all of us is gonna make Palm Springs available and very interesting to the Coachella Valley. Because it takes a lot of people on the board to make something happen. Because everyone has their gifts, everyone has their skills. So I'm excited about everyone joining on the board because we have, just when the board did meet, we came to, we're doing planning on and in the process of 2 events here because one of them is Taste of Comfort.
Soul.
Soul. A taste of soul.
And comfort.
And comfort. I always want to get that. First I start out with soul and then it goes to comfort and then because everybody has their food that makes them comfort. So it's not, it all depends on what you see, what your comfort food is. So that's what we want to be reaching out for. And that will be, we're shooting for in the month of
November. It's like November 4th is what we're shooting for.
November the 4th. And Nathan.
Is there Friday?
Okay. And then we also,
And we also have, on our calendar, a fashion show in October the 22nd for breast cancer awareness. For October the 22nd. We are looking to, there was a suggestion for the Desert Foundation. I know that there's a foundation, the part, to give them a portion of proceeds. What they do is they have the logo for finance and medical expenses for those that go into treatment. So, for a portion of that. We will be offering vendors opportunity, sponsorship opportunity, and whatever else, board, I can't think of what else.
Sponsors, sponsors and then, vendors, so, you know, these vendors that might wanna, so I think it's 125 per vendor.
How much is that?
125.
For the civil,
No, for
For the action show.
for the vendors, the vendors.
Can I ask about the taste or it's sorry. When I see it, write down somewhere else, memory. But for that, is that kind of like a restaurant week, or is it?
so our vision for the Taste of Soul of Comfort is we're gonna have multiple food vendors, some food trucks, and others that are just catering, like Melvin did that pop-ups. My parking lot is pretty big in my office, so I figured that we could get at least 9 vendors in there. Have an art vendor in there, sells art, or some jewelry, possibly some fashion. So I get somebody to give the customer something to do while they're eating their food. It's a paid event, so they gotta pay to come in, and then they're gonna pay for the food. So then the food vendors will be able to make some revenue. Food vendors will have to pay to enter the event, an entrance fee. We're gonna have music there, live music, and just basically a networking event, and to bring some revenue to the chamber, to put to our coffers, so we could do other events.
So I have a suggestion for that weekend is Pride.
November,
Yeah.
Good Friday?
It's probably the whole week is Pride, so yeah,
It's a competition.
that's the competition.
Well, I think that there's enough, not everybody goes to Pride, and we're not looking just to draw the Pride crowd or the gay crowd. We're trying to just to break everybody. Other chamber of commerce, they're gonna be putting out emails about the event, businesses that we come in contact with, our social media pages. You know, the more people that we can tell about the event, if they can't make it this year, then they can make it next year. And so I think, you know, and even during Pride, if, you know, those restaurants are full, and you say, hey, you know what, I know where they're at with some good food, reasonable price.
Well, that's what I was gonna tell you though, but because I think you're missing out on a huge chunk, because even though you're not trying to cater to the gay community, that is actually who literally have the balls. You wanna piggyback off that, and the balls actually go into that, and they have the money to spend, no matter they're coming with that money. It's called double income, no kids.
Yeah.
And you wanna grab hold to that. And that is a market, I mean, it's international, it's the first Pride of the season. They're going big with the headliners this year, so even if you did have it on Friday, you're gonna be competing with somebody, maybe like Mary J. Blige downtown, and that's not gonna happen. I mean, you're gonna, they had TLC and everything, so they're bringing, so what I'm saying is, you just might wanna look at your calendar and not compete with these established.
That's what we could go to the committee, and we can look at, that might be a more of a better plan to push it back a little bit.
Because your vendors are also gonna take that.
Yeah. If I can make 5,000 in 2 hours versus 500 in 6 hours.
That's understandable.
I see that's one point.
Yeah.
All of them, they shut it down.
That's a suggestion.
And I appreciate the suggestion, I will take that to advisement, but I think it's a good idea to probably to move it back, because we haven't set anything in stone. And I don't wanna take from, like, if Mela could get a spot over there and sell, like you said, $5,000 in 2 hours, or, he's committed to us and making, less. I'm all for making more money.
And then ideally, when we do these events, is to bring awareness to our own self, to the chambers, to the businesses that's involved in the chamber. So we want to bring awareness to not just the chamber, but to the people that's a member of the chamber. And so they can be aware of the type and different opportunities that they have in the valley. Because I'm sure a lot of people is not aware I get a lot of times people tell me, I didn't know there's a white chamber. I didn't know there's a white chamber in this.
Black people.
And for private, we wanna be at private, let private go, we're here, we don't wanna be trying to.
Yes.
Yeah, we want to be, but yeah, you wanna be out there letting them know we're here.
I totally agree.
Yeah. We don't wanna be.
Yeah, and like I say, that's the thing about having a board, because at the time, unless you're in that circle, or unless you're a type of person that's looking at the Pond Spring, we have Susan, with Vista Pond Spring, she actually come on the board. Now, when she comes to the next board meeting, she probably bring that to our awareness of these dates, because that's her thing, and that's the best part. With different people on the board, because they have the advice and the wisdom to say, what's going on? No, that's not a good day. Because I don't know, I don't look at the calendar in the city of Palm Springs and know what's going on. I don't. Right?
So when are those board meetings?
Okay, so our board meetings are held on the 4th Tuesday of the month,
Okay.
here at this location. 6:30.
Every other Tuesday.
Paying a fee to participate, to be as a guest. So you're paying a fee for the entertainment, and then you pay for the food, correct?
Correct.
Every Tuesday.
So,
No.
in order to pay for the food, is this going to be cash, or are you setting up tickets where they buy tickets that?
So what we're looking at doing is, there are a couple of different ways we do it. We could sell tickets at the door, and if they buy, 5 tickets for X amount of dollars, each one of those tickets is a plate at one of the vendors. At the end of the event, those vendors will go, okay, I got 10 tickets, so then the money that we've collected, okay, here's your money for the 10 plates you sold.
So they'll have to promote that, they'll have to actually advertise their menu next to that item, they'll say this is a 2-ticket item, or this is.
Not necessarily, I wasn't thinking of that way, but just that it's, they have almost like a set menu. So if they want pulled pork sandwich, comes with the sandwich, chips, and a drink, whatever it is. Or a chicken sandwich, or some ribs, or whatever, some of the equivalent is the same price, that they just get 1 ticket for, I'll take that plate.
Well, one reason I mentioned this is that I was on the board of Chamber of Commerce for Newport Beach for a long, long time. And it was early on when they had the Taste of Newport, any of you remember, which is long gone. And we had to experiment different ways for the vendor to collect their money. And the simplest way was with the tickets. This is a 1-ticket item, this is a 2-ticket item, and that ended up being
the most effective way. And that's how we did Taste of Slow, same thing. And so you had like a one ticket item was worth as much, a two ticket item was as much, yeah.
Yeah, we're still figuring out what the price of the tickets are gonna be, and
We
we
still,
want you to keep it as simple as possible.
Can I add something real quick? In the culinary world right now, it's very, very competitive. And I don't know if this is a good idea to keep cameras on my head, is how could we make it competitive amongst the participants with the food? Or
How do you make it competitive?
how could we?
So you want it to be competitive?
Meaning at the end of the event, one specific vendor gets nominated or named the best of our soul and company.
We could do something like that as well, to have, internal competition for the vendor.
Yeah.
You know, the more they promote their food by whatever they do to bring people to their tent or their truck. And we go do based on, maybe do a customer survey that, you know, what vendor did you like, what food did you like, what didn't you like? And we can tally those at the end of the night, and that's how we can say, hey, the best vendor that got the most likes or whatever, based on.
People live in ones. And there has not been a food truck competition in that.
There has been.
Yeah.
And Cathedral City is called that. Yeah, the food truck mashup.
Oh, food truck match.
okay, so, as y'all know, we working out more detail, right? More detail.
We interested in that though.
Right. Just so you know, we will be coming back. We'll meet again, come back to you, we listen to all the questions in this, and I'm glad that everyone here can offer something to the board and let the board know, like I say, from your experience, because we all need help. This is our first time doing such a events here in the Palm Springs. So, there's gonna be a lot of we tried it, and it worked, and it didn't work, but we tried. We did try. And, everything is to offer, so we will be coming back. And most everyone in here is members, so it's easy to have these discussions at a mixer.
Yeah.
Because we all, everyone, just come here, so it's easy to have such a discussion. One of the things, tomorrow is the joint annual mixer at the Air Museum. It's tomorrow. Please show up. Please show up. And if you haven't purchased your wristband, we have some available here tonight. $10
For tomorrow's event?
for tomorrow event. Uh-huh.
Do you know about the event?
It's in the newsletter.
I forgot about.
We changed.
You told me.
Yeah, oh, yeah. It's in the newsletter.
Yeah.
It's in the newsletter. You can find the address, time, all the information you need in the newsletter.
And the chamber, oh, sorry.
And the newsletter has all the events. We have a lot more things going on in Southern California, there's a lot of different events. And you will find us in the event here coming soon for Palm Springs. In the newsletter. So, and also, Rich Wallace does on Thursday and Friday morning at 7 a.m. Strictly Business. It's a talk show. And he's right now, it's a beginning. He was on last week for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, but this week it was only Thursday and Friday. Strictly business is what it is. Talking strictly business. He if you like to go on the talk show and talk about your business or how you can help somebody else and what you do, the things that you have, your trials that you went through, the difficulties that you had to help somebody else. Just to give it's strictly talking about business. One of the things that I picked up is on time management. He was talking about time management, and I have a real problem with time management. But I'm working on it. I'm working on it. A lot of skills. Because tonight it is 7:47, and we normally, this flyer said is from 6:30 to 8. So I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. Thomas here, he raised his hand. He probably done forgot what he wanted to say.
Oh, it was about the tickets. So like for the tickets, what you were saying, trying to make it a competition. Whoever collects the most tickets at the end of the night, we do these little plaques that we give out every once in a while. We could offer them a plaque for the best food truck. So that way it's more of a competition.
As for the event tomorrow, so the whole thing for the event tomorrow is each chamber of commerce is supposed to bring a minimum of 2 restaurants to represent their chamber. There are some chambers that didn't bring any. We have 3. The Urban Culinary, Chefs, Soul Food, and Blueberry Tacos, Blueberry Salsa. They're blueberry salsa that they're on Thursday nights. They do tacos, burritos. She does an infused Asian themed burrito, like Asian stuff. I mean, like tacos. She has kimchi and different things like that. And they're known for their salsa. They have like 9 different salsas, from tasty and mild to one that you can smell it, it'll burn. So she's gonna be there. She just opened up her restaurant. She got the keys a couple days ago, so I'm really excited for her. We've been doing some stuff for my company, McDaniel Co. And helping out Urban. We got your chef code is Sharp. So I'll have it, I'll go pick it up tonight, actually for you. So you have it tomorrow. And then Chef, we're doing some stuff for him also. So I'm really excited about tomorrow. Power's gonna be first come, first serve. You want something to plug in. Like I said, you can't have any open flame, but it's just gonna be all about networking. So I encourage everybody to show up, bring your business cards. The last one we had, I'm on the committee for the multi-chamber, me and Jules, and we had over 750 people last time. Wow. You know, and it was fantastic, you know. Just talking about business. Yeah, so.
You supposed to let us know what the shift we're supposed to be working, or how's that gonna work out?
You let me know the time frame that you want, and then I turn your name and number in, and they kind of call you up and say, okay. And they won't know where you're needed until that time, until, you know, after that they get started and how people, when I turn the times and stuff in.
One area that they are gonna need someone, I call it the backbone, is the problem that we have literally every time is people that aren't affiliated with the committee. The only ones before 5:30 are in there, supposed to be the committee members, get stuff together. But you'll have people that roll and go, oh, I'm a councilman, so yeah, I can come in. And then people are afraid to say no. So.
I'll say no.
So we need somebody, Ryan will call you, we need somebody that says, you don't know, you can't come in until 5:30. You know, that's one area, and the cleanup. Everybody loves the party, nobody loves the cleanup after. And so we just need people to help just, you know, the vendors clean up, pack up their stuff, and to leave it cleaner than when we got there. So, this will be a good event.
I just want to add, you're putting me okay. I just want to add, so I'll be, my contribution to it is I'll be bringing a photographer. So you guys pictures, like good, action photos or, good high quality photos. He just had a couple of his pictures published in the Desert Sun in the New York Times. So yeah, just come over and take pictures. Also, if you're wanting to talk about,
So if he can't have a booth.
no, he doesn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he'll be accompanying me and buying a ticket and stuff, but the high quality pictures, I want to make them available to the chamber.
Okay, all right.
Y'all know where he's been on board.
Communications, hopefully, but I want to see what everyone's roles are, and then we'll get up from there.
Well, everyone roles is your skill, and
Okay.
your personality. That's where your role is. I don't believe putting you in a position that is not suitable for you. And everybody have a skill, and it takes everything that we have to make everything possible. It's just that some people bring us from one level to another level to another level because of the skills that they have.
If I could just say something, because there was a couple of things that I was listening to the gentleman talk about, and it kind of goes back to the question you were asking about qualifications, because oftentimes when individuals do go in and get the qualifications of any grants, they're often so far that they have it written to where the specific demographics of individuals are targeted for that as grants.
Right.
That's why it's so important to get individuals in office, right? And I say that because we had a situation in the neighboring city where there was grants that were made available. We had like $500,000, and the young lady had got denied her grant. That's where I say like the power is showing up. So when we started an organization called Black Voices of the Valley, we showed up at a city council meeting, and it's always good to make it public, right? Like never send an email to an elected official. Always go public, because that's the last thing I want to do. And so we actually in our city have a lot easier for the grants. And because she went, the city manager reached out to our city and copied our plan. And the same business was able to now get qualified for the same grant she was denied about a month before. And so I say that's important. And the last thing I want to leave you with is, and this is going to probably be alarming, but there are 39 million individuals in the state of California. 22 million are registered voters. Here's a question. Out of the 22 million registered voters, how many do you think are African American? Out of 27. 7 million? Okay. Anybody? Out of 22 million, how many think? 3 million? Dang. Only 3 million out of 22 million? Dang. You hurt. 704,000.
Oh, wow.
Jeez.
I mean, you was hoping you said 7, so I'm like, man, you thought it was 7 million. I know 704,000.
In all of California.
In all of California.
Crazy, right?
Just,
They're not having our business.
I have a breakdown, and only 36% vote.
You said, today was a pivotal voting day, but because of the restructuring of the districts, I'll vote, I don't care, my hands are raised, I'm voting, right? But even myself wasn't aware that today was a prequel to the November elections.
What's the primary? So it's not today.
Yeah.
Other states.
Well, no, the ballots went out yesterday.
Right.
You can mail it in between now and the last day is June 7th. So you have between now and June 7th to vote.
Okay,
So, yeah.
because I saw them see something.
Okay, so just quick, I know you're not like hard campaigning, but, can you explain to me the new district, what it means, and, whether or not, after primary,
So here's the thing, the first question is, who in here know what the census are? Like census, you guys seen that commercial, Census 2020? Okay, now, how many people actually did it?
Yeah.
Oh, this is pretty good. I've been in rooms like nobody did the census. Like, man,
We're sitting home.
no, it's interesting because the census tells the government how many people are in that community. That's where it's really based on, I mean, at the end of the day, it's really for the congressional layout because based on Congress, there has to be a certain amount of people in the district under the Constitution of the United States. So everything is about equal representation. So they draw the lines and for like months, matter of fact, they did over a year, you know, they'll draw it and certain people call in, they're like, oh no, there's not enough blacks over here, there's not enough Asians, not enough Mexicans, not enough, you know, and so after a while, it's collectively put together by a bunch of different people, yes.
She wants some macaroni and cheese.
He wants to.